Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6B, and we're going to be looking at some brand new images they released. I know this week, we're leading up to the premiere of The Walking Dead Season 10, and there's been a bunch of, or Season 10C, I should say, there's been a bunch of marketing for that. So that's where all the focus is at. But Fear the Walking Dead has started their marketing as well, which is gonna return like right after the extra 6 episodes. So it's not even that far away until we get Fear the Walking Dead. And am I excited for it? Because season 6 has been amazing, and I'm very, very excited to see where it goes from here. So it's awesome that we're getting this right after this season 10C of The Walking Dead. So we have a lot of great Walking Dead stuff coming our way. So that being said, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe, because like I said, this Sunday Season 10 is returning, so we're going to be having reviews and breakdowns and all that kind of stuff. And then right after, we got Fear the Walking Dead. So really cool stuff. Like I said, in today's video, we're going to be looking at these brand new images they released and talk about them. Obviously, general spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up. But other than that, let's get into the video. Alright, so our first image here is of June. It looks like she is running to help somebody. She has like a bag. Maybe there's some supplies in there, or some some tools or medicine or something to help out someone. She just looks really concerned, and she's running over, I think, to help somebody. The next image, we have Alycia, Luciana, and Alycia, and they look to be somewhere completely different than June. So maybe June is separate from the group right now. But we have, like I said, we have Alycia, Luciana, and Alycia here. You can't really tell much of what's going on in the image. They just sort of look like they're concerned about something. It looks like they're in some sort of workshop. You can see some lights and, I don't know, tables and stuff like that. So not too much there. Next, we have Daniel and Morgan. So this looks to be around that area where Morgan was staying at with Isaac, or where Isaac introduced him. I think this is where it is. I don't think the group will be that close to Virginia the second half, like in terms of working around them, because I think this half season they're going to be fighting back. I mean, they are going to get close to Virginia, but then it's going to be trouble, because I think Virginia knows that they're starting to fight back. But you can see they're just taking a break, and I think this is that area where their group is at, which apparently, based on the trailers, I think Virginia will find out where they are and come after them. So this might be early on in the season, and then because we also get that lineup with Virginia, so that's also coming. But Daniel is gonna have to somehow escape, because isn't Daniel still with Virginia, because he's her hairdresser? There is a bit in the trailer where Virginia is pointing a gun at Daniel, so he is gonna end up getting caught. So we'll see how that happens. But I do think he's going to escape, and find his way to Morgan and them, because right now it's like Morgan and Alycia, and I think John also might come back. So they're all together right now. But the groups are all kind of separate. Like we had like in the at the end of last season, or like the last half, we had like Dwight and Alycia and Sherry and the people with the masks, and then we had Morgan and Alycia and Charlie. And then Strand went back with Virginia. So the group is all kind of split up. So we'll see what happens. But I'm sure slowly throughout the season they'll come back together. Speaking of John, we have John and Morgan here. They're just sitting and having a conversation. Remember, John went on his own. So he sort of, he kind of just wanted to leave. So we'll see how Morgan gets him back. But we do know Morgan's going to go after him. It makes sense for Morgan to do that. John was always there for Morgan. And I wonder what's gonna, make him want to come back, because he left. Remember that episode? He left, and he wanted June to come with him, but she didn't, so he sort of just left. So I think he'll maybe just, decide that it's not a good idea to leave his friends, and I'm sure he'll be back. We have an image of Strand here and Dwight. Remember, you can see the key there on Strand. So Strand is still playing both sides. So it's interesting to see what he does to get Virginia to believe him still. Because in the lineup we had in the trailer, Strand wasn't lined up. But for some reason, Daniel was and everyone else was. Well, not everybody, but like everyone, who was there. The only person on the other side that wasn't, on the lineup was Strand. So if something is gonna happen, Strand is. I mean, I don't think Strand is a bad guy. I think what they did with Strand this season also has been pretty amazing. So it is really cool to see him do this. But something's gonna happen where she still believes Strand is on her side, but not Daniel, because Daniel was in that lineup, and everyone else was in that lineup. So Strand is doing a pretty good job of playing both sides. We'll see what he does in the end. Whether he comes through or not. And I also feel like maybe the group will get mad at him about this. I feel like it's almost like a Eugene situation, right? Like Eugene did a really good job of playing both sides when it came to Negan, and like it got to the point where you're actually questioning him, like, is he on Negan's side? And then the last second he did like the heroic thing and pretty much saved everybody. And then they accepted him back into the group. But up to then, no one really, like, everyone just was like, or at least like on the show, I think as fans we knew that he wasn't a traitor. But on the show, the characters already were like, I guess Eugene is a traitor, but whatever, we have to move on from this until he came through. So I kind of feel like it's gonna be similar with Strand. But I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking what they're doing with him. And then we have this image, which is pretty cool. We have like almost everybody here. That's Sherry, Dwight, Morgan, Alycia, and then Strand. So this is that area. I'm pretty sure this is around that area where Morgan is staying at, that Isaac showed him. And Rachel is still there. We'll see what happens with Rachel, because she's still around the show, and the baby. So I'm wondering to see if they would continue being on the show. What are they gonna do? Because again, it kind of reminds me a lot about Negan in a way where we had saviors who were working for Negan who necessarily didn't like Negan, and then also whenever a savior left, the saviors, they would go after them. So it's kind of the same thing with the Rangers, where I'm sure the Rangers also get mad if you leave, because that was the whole thing with that character Cameron also in the first couple episodes of season 6. Like, he wanted to leave, and he had difficulty doing that. And then also John, that's why he asked June to go super far away, and they just drove off, or he drove off, and that was his plan, for them to just drive off, because I'm sure if the Rangers find out you left their community, they'll go after you. So definitely interested in seeing what's going to happen here if they find out they're staying here. And then we have Rachel in there also. And the only reason I'm saying that, like, there's no Rangers here, but we just have Strand. So I'm not sure if Strand is coming here with other Rangers, or he's kind of just playing both sides here and he's just talking to them. So we'll see what happens. You also have a character standing up here on guard. So maybe this is just like their little place they're just hanging out right now, waiting for things, or coming up with a plan to fight back. And yeah, fighting back is going to be difficult for sure. I think when we think about Negan and the group fighting back, we had like 3 big communities, and we don't really have that many communities on this show. We just have characters. So we'll see how they do it. But remember, we also have the end is the beginning people. Now, we didn't get any images of them, so they're really keeping them a mystery. So we don't really know what's happening with them. So that's one of the interesting things about this show, and one of the good things about this show right now, because the actual plot that's going on right now with Virginia and the Rangers, that's also really interesting. But then we also have the end of the beginning people, lurking around. So that's something to look forward to. But those were the images we got. I just quickly wanted to cover them in this video today, talk a little bit about each one. You guys let me know what you think about the images, and what do you think is going to happen in Fear the Walking Dead Season 6B. I'm definitely interested in hearing your guys' thoughts and opinions about Season 6B, and some things you're looking forward to in the second half. But again, those were the images we got, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, The Walking Dead is returning this Sunday, so we're going to be having reviews and breakdowns and all that kind of stuff returning, so be sure to subscribe if you're a fan of the show. Again, I'm going to wrap it up there. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.